I am not ashamed to own 5 editions of the Hunger Games. Hi and welcome back to my booktube channel. My name is Sam and today I'm doing a video that's much overdue and that is a haul video because it's been a couple of months and I've been putting off this video for too long and the books have just kept piling up and up with different kind of occasions. I had books from my graduation, I had books from my 21st birthday, I had books from holiday, I had books that I just generally acquired from charity shops or just impulsive purchases, because I think as bookworms definitely have a problem with holding ourselves back from buying books. Like, do book bans ever actually work? But yeah, let's get straight into the whole video. I can't wait to show you all the books that I've got and just celebrate some books, and hopefully they will reappear in future videos and I'll actually be able to give my thoughts on them when I read them. And I feel like showing them now is motivation to actually do videos on them. So yeah, leave a like, comment and subscribe for more content from me. Hopefully these books will reappear, so be sure to leave your thoughts on them in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on them, any books that you think I should also read if I like these ones. Yeah, just let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. But yeah, let's get straight into the haul. So the first 6 books that I have to haul are from my graduation. These ones are ones that I treated myself to. We went to Waterstones after. I was like, everyone's gone now, because the weird thing was the graduation was the ceremony, we all said hi, the ceremony happened, then everyone just disappeared. So I was like, I may as well just go to Waterstones. So I treated myself to some books, and then I was also gifted very kindly by some friends some books as well. So we're going to dive straight into the ones that I bought first, which are these 3. So the first one is Day Zero by C. Robert Cargill. Please remind me to say the names of the authors as we go, to shout at the screen, because I always forget to do it on at least like a couple of them, and it's really annoying when I go and edit. I'm like, why didn't I say the name of the person? But yeah, the first book is Day Zero by C. Robert Cargill. Now this is the prequel to a book that I read in my previous video, not my previous video, but one of my previous videos called Can I Finish a Readathon in a Week? I read his book Sea of Rust. And this is the prequel to that, and I'm a bit annoyed because the first book ended on a giant cliffhanger, and then I saw this book and I was like, oh great, we have a sequel, and then Elizabeth was like, no, it's a prequel, Sam, and I was like, what do you mean it's a prequel? Why? Because I felt like in the first book we had so many flashbacks to what actually happened, because basically this takes place in a world where robots now rule the world. They got rid of humans, they had an uprising, killed all the humans, and now it's robots, but now the robots are being threatened by these giant AIs that are battling out to try and control all the robots under a hive mind. So the robots are kind of facing what they put humans through, which is very interesting. And I thought we got enough flashbacks to what the robots did to the humans to kind of like build up the world enough. So I'm struggling to kind of understand what this book is going to give that justifies its existence. Like, why do we need a prequel? Why are you procrastinating giving us a sequel, Mr. Cargill? Like, please, I need to know what happens next, not what happened before, because I already know what happened before. But I'm being a bit too harsh already. I'm being too harsh. I should just go in, enjoy it, and hopefully it will justify its existence. But yeah, I'm a bit scuffed that it wasn't a sequel. But yeah, I'm excited because I did really enjoy the first book. You can see all my thoughts on that in the video that I just mentioned. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. The next one that I got was Those Beyond the Wall, which is the sequel. I don't know how direct of a sequel it is, but it's the sequel to The Space Between Worlds, which I absolutely loved. It's a sapphic sci-fi about the multiverse, and you can only travel to other worlds that your counterpart has died. So there's this like murder mystery, there's hijinks, and it's a lot of fun. I really loved it. It was a 5-star read, so I'm very excited to see what this book has to offer. This is by Mychaoticshelf Johnson, who is also really lovely and I think a really talented author. So I'm very excited to see what happens in this one, because I only really knew that we were getting a sequel as it was coming out. So it was kind of like an immediate like, whoa, we're getting a sequel? Like, what? I don't know why that was a weird accent there. But yeah, I'm very excited to dive into this one. I don't really know much about it other than it's set in the same world as The Space Between Worlds, and I'm just excited to go in blind. And then the third one that I bought for myself is Hell Followed Withers by Andrew Joseph White. Now, I am not 100% certain if I'm right on what this book is about, but I've seen, I think, Christine and Emily from the Roomies Digest and My Chaotic Bookshelf on Instagram talk about this book, I believe, and they both loved it, so I thought I will hop on that and see if I like it as well. I mean, it has such a beautiful cover as well, and the spine. Okay, let me show you the spine. Look at that, that's so cool. Like, I remember the days when sprayed edges were still new and we were like, oh my god, it has like turquoise edges, that's so cool. And nowadays people see like just a plain sprayed edge and they're like, is that all you can give us, just red covers? Like, where's the pretty art? So I'm kind of interested to see where the publishing industry will evolve because obviously sprayed edges got old, so I'm assuming sprayed edges with art will get old. So what is next? I'm very intrigued. But yeah, this book I believe follows a world that has ended, like a religious rapture, and there's like demons everywhere or something like that, and we follow a band of LGBTQ AI plus people, and they are doing something. I assume fighting to survive. I'm not 100% certain what it's about. I just know it's queer. I think the main character is trans, and it's a beautiful book. So I'm very excited to get to this and talk to Emily and Christine about all my thoughts. So yeah, that is Hell Followed with us. Now, these next books are books that were very, very kindly gifted to me by Emily and Elizabeth, my buddy read friends. We basically, I mean, if you watched my channel before, you know that I'm doing a project on my year of sci-fi, and a part of that is a buddy read that I'm doing with Emily and Elizabeth, where each month we read a sci-fi book and we talk about it and we enjoy it. And yeah, they very kindly surprised me with some books from my Amazon wishlist, which you can find in my Instagram bio if you want to, I'm just saying. But yeah, they surprised me with some books and I'm very, very grateful, so thank you too. Let's get straight into them. So the first two are from Elizabeth, and Elizabeth got me A Memory Called Empire, which may look familiar because I have done a video on this book before, but at the time this was kind of an upcoming buddy read that we were going to do, so she bought me a copy. She also got me the sci-fi buddy read that we're doing this month as I film this. This is October and I have not started it yet, but it's only the 2nd of October. Okay, give me a break. I'm editing on the 26th and I still haven't started it. This is Velocity Weapon by Megan E. O'Caffey. Oh, you nearly got me there. Thanks if you shouted at the screen. This is by Arcady Maritime. Okay, but yeah, Velocity Weapon is the buddy read of October. I know nothing about it. I assume there's something to do with weapons that travel at a velocity. I mean, it looks like some spaceships or missiles, so I assume it's something to do with that. Very insightful comments I'm giving here, yes. But yeah, these are from Elizabeth, so thank you so much, Elizabeth. I really enjoyed this one, so hopefully I'll really enjoy this one. Here's a picture of you, since you always put a picture of me in your videos, so jump scare for you as well. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. Emily got me a book that I think I first saw on Instagram, and I think it was one of those reels, like, it was like promoting the book in like the way where it's like, what would you do in this situation? And I saw that and then it showed up that it was this book and I was like, oh, I should add that to my Amazon wishlist and buy that at some point. But Emily beat me to it. Here's a picture of Emily. You can go check them both out in the description below. I'll leave them both linked. But Emily got me These Burning Stars by Bethany Jacobs. Now this book looks so cool. I say that I've forgotten everything about it, so I can't really give you a sum up. I'm so sorry. But I remember it being really cool, and that's why I added it to my wish list. And Emily, I think, suggested a buddy read for this one, so maybe this will be on the list of buddy reads we do next year. We'll have to see if we do it next year. But yeah, I'm very excited for this. Thank you so much, Emily. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate Emily. I appreciate Emily twice, and Elizabeth. So yeah, the two E's and the S, we see things. I came up with that just now, okay? Yeah, thank you, Emily, thank you, Elizabeth. And yeah, that's my graduation books. There's 6 already, and that's only the first category. So yeah, I have a problem. So yeah, let's get into the next category, which will be the books that I got for my 21st birthday, which was not last month, but the month before in August. Okay, let's go. Okay, so the books that I got for my 21st birthday range from books that I was gifted by friends, to books that I got from my parents, to books that I bought myself with the money, because my family, they don't really know what to buy me, so they just give me money, and then I use girl maths, and just, yeah, they gave me the money, I bought books with it, but it wasn't my money in the first place, so really they bought me the books, and I didn't waste any of my money? I think that works. But yeah, we'll start with the two biggest actually the 4 biggest ones because I don't want to have to keep holding them up. But yeah, the first ones that I got were Invincible Compendium 2, Invincible Compendium 3. I have a video on the first one, so go check that out, and I will review these in videos as well when I've read them, but these are huge. These by the same creator as The Walking Dead, and obviously The Walking Dead is my comfort show. It's my all-time favourite show. It's better than anything else in my opinion. But yeah, this is by Robert Kirkman, the author of The Walking Dead and this. Then I think we have art by Ryan Otley and Corey Walker. So yeah, I got the next 2 volumes. I think there's only these 2, and then the series is over, I believe. So I got these 2, and then I also got the spin-off called Invincible Universe Atomic Eve, and this one just follows the side character. It's like half the size as the other ones. But yeah, I'm excited to get onto this. I don't know when I should read this. I think I'm just going to read it last after I've finished the Invincible comics, just in case there's spoilers. But if you know maybe something else, maybe I have to read this before a certain event or something, let me know in the comments down below. But for now, I'm going to assume I read it last because I don't know, I would just assume it comes last. But yeah, they're the big ones. Oh, and I also got another graphic novel, Grimm. I mainly wanted this purely, again, for one Instagram reel. I'm very easily convinced, I think, because I saw an Instagram reel, like, this is about a world in which the Grim Reaper is not a single entity, it's an organisation, and we have loads of different Grims, and they obviously go around and reap people's souls. But then death goes missing, and things start to go weird. The main character can't remember how she died, and yeah, it's this whole mystery. I'm still currently reading it. It's very fun. The artwork is very beautiful. I'll show you the first page. It's just kind of full colour, really nicely made. It's very beautiful. It's a very beautiful book. This is by Stephanie Phillips, Flavinio Rico Renzi. I'm sorry about that. I probably pronounced those wrong. But yeah, this is Grimm, and this is about Grim Reapers and death going missing. So yeah, the afterlife may be in trouble. And then we have books that I got from my IRL friends. I got this one from Ilona, who you will have seen in my book signing video from a while ago. But she got me How We End, which is a zombie book. Now, if you have been up to date on my videos or you're new here, basically, because I love The Walking Dead, I really want a zombie book that captures the zombie apocalypse. But every single one I've read, but bar World War Z, has kind of disappointed me, and he has either ended up unhauled or kind of forgotten. So this is the next on the bill, hoping that I really like this one. I've seen the author promote this on Instagram and he seems really sweet. So we have LM Juniper. This is a zombie apocalypse, I think set in London, and it has a trans main character, and the book starts in the London Underground as the zombie apocalypse happens. So that's going to be stressful. So yeah, hopefully this one will feed my zombie need, because I really do want a zombie book that I love, but I just never find them, and I'm hoping this will be the one. But I said that about the past ones. But yeah, this one Ilona got me, and then my friend Alice got me Peace and War, which is a sci-fi book. It's a chunky boy. This is by Joe Haldeman, and this one is about, I think it's 3 separate books put into one. I think this is, yeah, the omnibus edition, and I think this is about kind of space soldiers that like go off to fight wars in space, but because of the time difference between Earth and the planets they go to, by the time they come back, Earth has moved on, and each time they come back it's a completely different place. And at one point every human on Earth has become part of a hive mind called man, and I just find that so intriguing. I always like a hive mind story, so yeah, I'm hoping I like this one. And I mean, it's a sci-fi, so it might end up in my year of sci-fi, but we've got like 2 months left of the year, and I don't think I'm gonna finish this in that time. But yeah, I got these 2 for my birthday. And then the next 2 were again kindly gifted to me by Elizabeth, one of the most generous humans on the earth. She has a heart of gold and she deserves the world. She's amazing. Here's another picture of her. This is my payback for putting pictures of me in your videos all the time and jump scaring me. So she got me, again, another buddy read that we'll be doing soon. I say that like this wasn't the buddy read for September that none of us actually got round to and still need to go back and finish. We had a really busy month, okay? No, this was August. This was August. Like, I was abroad for 2 weeks. Emily and Elizabeth had their own things going on. We couldn't really get round to it, and it was like one of the biggest books in our buddy read catalogue. So yeah, we need to get back to this, and we will. But this is Too Like the Lightning by Ada Palmer, which is weird because it's a very similar name to a university lecturer that I had. Every time I see it, I'm just like, is this the same person? I'm like, no, it's a different first name, okay? But yeah, Too Like the Lightning, we will get to. I'm not sure what this is about. I think it's like a futuristic world, maybe? But yeah, this was supposed to be our buddy read for August, and we haven't got to it yet. It's now October. We will get to it. We will get to it. We will get to it. And then the other one she got me was Infinity Gate. Now, I had seen the sequel in Waterstones, and I'd read the back, and I was like, this sounds really cool, but it also sounds like a sequel. And then I found out it was a sequel, so I added the first book to my Amazon wishlist, and I was like, I'll get around to it eventually, I guess. But this one is, this is by M.R. Carey, and this is about the multiverse, and this the main Earth basically steals resources from the other multiverse Earths, and then things go wrong. That's kind of what happens. So I'm very excited for this. As you can see from my other multiverse books, I really want to get more into multiverse books because the MCU, the Marvel films, just aren't doing anything with the multiverse that's good. So hopefully we can remedy that with some good multiverse books. So that is this one. But yeah, thank you, Elizabeth. Okay, now we're going back to the idea that the money people give me for my birthday that I then spend is not me spending money, it's them giving me books. But I'm the bookshop. I don't know where that was going. But yeah, these are the books that I bought with my birthday money, basically. And there's quite a few. There's 2 little stacks here. So let's get straight onto those. I definitely don't have a book buying issue. I definitely don't. I promise. Yeah. So the first ones that I bought were the 3 graphic novels for Wind. These are queer graphic novels set in a magical world where humans basically have isolated themselves and have outlawed magic, but our main character who lives within the human community is magic, so he has to hide himself, and it's all about kind of changing the status quo and figuring out ways to kind of change the world for the better. It's queer, it's adorable, the art style is really like cozy and just fun, and I find myself just sitting and looking at the illustrations a lot more than I do in other comic books. I'll have like finished the page but I'll still be like, I need to take this in because I just loved the art style so much, and I don't really know where I can show that because I don't want to spoil anything, but you have to trust me, it's very beautiful art style. This is by James Toyin IV plus Michael Dialinas. I don't know how to say that. These two at the top. But yeah, I got books 1, 2, and 3. I had read the first one. Okay, I read the first one before I bought the other 2. Okay, just justifying myself here, but then I did buy the second 2 straight after. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I've read the first 2 so far, and I'm on the last one now. So yeah, really good. Definitely recommend Wind. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. So the next book that I got is The Tatami Galaxy. Now this is another multiverse book. Maybe I should just do like a multiverse reads video. Let me know if you want that in the comments below. But this is, I think, about a university student in Japan, and she travels the multiverse to find fulfillment in her life or something like that. I don't really know what it's about. I just know it was a multiverse. It was translated Japanese fiction and I wanted it. So yeah, I got this. I'm gonna lose my breath, but there's still so many books to go. Then I got The Umbrella Academy Young Blood by Alyssa Sheenmel. Now, I was very disappointed with the final season that we got of The Umbrella Academy back in August. It was, unlike some people, I did enjoy the first, I think there was 6 episodes. I enjoyed the first 3. The first 4. Yeah, the first 4 I enjoyed, then the second 2, the last 2 kind of ruined the entire season, and obviously there were problems with the first 4 episodes, but they were still enjoyable. But anyway, I was disappointed by the 4th and final season of The Umbrella Academy, so I thought, let's try and remedy that with the prequel novel, and hopefully this holds some kind of back scratch that will itch that I had after the final season, where I just felt like I was unfulfilled, and hopefully this will fill me. Yeah, I don't know if that was a good explanation, but yeah, this is just a prequel about when they were kids and they go on a mission. Basically, it's about superheroes, but they're a very dysfunctional family. If you haven't heard of the Umbrella Academy, go watch the first 3 seasons of Umbrella Academy. You can probably skip the last one, to be honest with you. Then I got a slasher book called Your Lonely Nights Are Over. This is by Adam Sass. Oh, that's a nice name. A bit of sass here. This is a queer slasher novel. I really enjoyed the Final Girl support group, and You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight. So I've kind of discovered that I really like because I do like 80s slasher movies, but I never really considered kind of finding books like that. So now I'm on the hunt for all these slasher books, not just your typical thriller book, but like specifically slasher books that feel like they're 80s slasher films. So I'm kind of finding books like that, and this is one of them, and I'm very excited to get to this one. Yeah, it's queer, it's fun. Well, it's not gonna be fun for them, but it's gonna be fun for me. But yeah, this is just a queer slasher. I don't know much more about that, but yeah. The next one I got is The Extraordinary Disappointment of Leopold Berry. What a long title. But this is by Ransom Riggs, so we can expect long title. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, anyone? But yeah, I think those books are like a guilty pleasure for me because I know they're not brilliant. And there are issues, like the main character being in love with basically what would have been his grandma if things had been differently.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
But they are a guilty pleasure, and I think I do like Ransom Riggs's writing style. I think it's very digestible and it can be a bit slow, but it's very hooking. Like, you're constantly like, oh, I'll just read another chapter, or I'll just pop another chapter in, or I can read a chapter now. And I feel like he has that writing for me. So I'm excited to jump into this book, which is a departure from his Miss Peregrine's Peculiar World series, which he's wrote now 6 books in that one. So it's going to be a huge jump for him, I assume, going into a whole new kind of universe now, like a new series. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he's cooked up now and what kind of uniqueness this will have, because obviously his Miss Peregrine's was based around old pictures, so I'm wondering what this one will unfold. I think this is about a video game or video game elements that start coming to life, and the main character is like a bit confused about this, and he has to uncover why video games are coming to life or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. I just know it's by Ransom Riggs and I want to give it a go. Okay. And then the last couple that I got for my birthday include Hio the Hellmaker by, who's this by? Mina Ikimoto Gosh. This one I mainly bought because it reminded me of How to Train Your Dragon, where it's written and we have like constant, you can't really see them, that's not good. Yeah, but you see that, like, you've got illustrations within the book of like different things, and I just really like kind of artwork being with a part of a book, and I don't know, it sounded cool as well, like the Hellmakers, like what's that about? There's something about like fighting demons, so I was like, you know what, let's just pick it up and I can read it and enjoy all the illustrations. So yeah, I am reading Hio and the Hellmaker currently. It's good so far. The world building is a bit hard to get into, it kind of just drops you in the deep end. But yeah, I'm very excited for this one, and I'm really enjoying the artwork as well, so that's a bonus. Then after enjoying Camp Damascus, I thought I'd give Chuck Tingle another go, and give him another go as if I didn't enjoy I mean, like, explore more of his back catalogue, you know. I don't know why I said give him another chance. I enjoyed his first book, but Camp Damascus by Chuck Tingle was really cool, so I thought I'd pick up his book Bury Your Gaze, which I think it's basically about a script writer, and he's promoting his new script to Hollywood, but they say he has to kill one of his queer characters, and that's what I've heard about this book. So I'm very intrigued, because I'm thinking maybe that's going to become more real than we think. Is it going to become a real life hunt for murder or something? I don't know. I'm very intrigued. But yeah, I'm just going to dive in not knowing too much. But Chuck Tingle, I have faith in him. Then the next one I have is When Harry Was Here by Justin Tao. This is the author of You've Reached Sam, which is well known for being really sad. I wasn't too broken when I read You've Reached Sam, I found it sad, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm so sad. It was kind of just like, oh, that's sad. But I I did enjoy the book. I did enjoy the book, so I thought I would give his second book a go. Yeah, I'm excited to get into this one. This one, again, is about grief between, I think they're two friends, maybe more. I don't know. But yeah, the artwork is so beautiful. It's so cool. Who's the artwork by? Based on the US cover, designed by Kerry Resnick. The artwork, beautiful. Mwah. But yeah, I thought I'd give his second book a go, and hopefully it's good. I didn't get an option to get this in hardback, which I really wanted because I wanted it to match my You've Read Sam, but alas, it didn't come out in hardback in the UK, so I got a paperback. I'm a bit annoyed about that, but I'm excited to get into the book. Okay, I'm running out of steam. This video has been going for a while, and I think my voice is starting to go. But yeah, the last books that I bought with the birthday money that I got were... This is my 5th set of the Hunger Games. I got the new British covers that come in this box set. Now, I already own 4 sets of this trilogy and the prequel as well in hardback, and I have an issue because you'll see in a minute, but this is another set of the Hunger Games. This is my 5th set, but this one, I only have 2 copies of this, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, but I do have now 5 copies of the Hunger Games trilogy itself. I will not apologise. I was going to say I was sorry, but I'm not going to apologise because the Hunger Games is amazing. It's the best YA dystopian that came out of that era. It has such good storytelling. Like, there's so much to analyse. The film adaptations were brilliant. I am not ashamed to own 5 editions of the Hunger Games. But yeah, these are by Susan Collins, if you didn't know already. But these are set in a world where children are forced to fight to the death because capitalism, basically. But yeah, these are the new UK covers. They're very simplistic. They're kind of reminiscent of the American ones where it's just kind of a black cover, but these ones are blue, a navy blue, and they just have the different Mockingjay symbols on the covers, and it comes with the prequel as well, which is really cool. But yeah, oh my goodness. But these are, yeah, like I said, my 5th edition of the Hunger Games. But I didn't buy these. I didn't waste my money on another set of the Hunger Games because it was birthday money and it wasn't my money in the first place. So yeah, let's go on to the books that I bought in South Korea, which, if you want to see my experience in South Korea, check out my 2 previous videos. I filmed both weeks, both in Seoul and Busan, so go check those out. Maybe wait and finish this video first if you want, or come back, but yeah, check out those. So the reason I was a little bit dramatic there with the Hunger Games is because I have another set. I bought the American covers as well, so now this is my 6th editions of the Hunger Games and my 3rd one of Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I am not going to justify myself, but yeah, this came in a lovely box as well. Very nice, very cool, and I have always really wanted the American covers because I feel like they're like the OG, the original ones. So we obviously have this one, we have Catching Fire, we have Mockingjay, which is so weird to finally see it in this like weird blue colour. Like, it seems so like mismatched from the rest. I've always thought it was like kind of weird that this one was just blue, like bright blue. But yeah, we have the Mockingjay, and then we have the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is basically the same as the UK edition, so there's not much change with this one. But these ones, I had the American editions now, and with a nice box, so that's cool. I was originally going to buy these ones in Japan, but then I put them back because I was like, I don't have the money for this. And I feel like the universe rewarded me by letting me find this box set in South Korea a year later. So yeah, I got a 6th edition of the Hunger Games. Let's swiftly move on and let's talk about The People from My Neighborhood by Hiromi Kawakami. Now, I have actually read this one. I was so disappointed by it. I had gone into it thinking that it was going to be like just observations on people from my neighborhood by this author, but it got really kind of whimsical and loosely fantasy, and it wasn't really what I wanted. And because the stories were only like a couple of pages long each, it felt very disjointed, and by the time you got into one it kind of moved on, and it was like, it's a bit disjointed. I was a bit disappointed, I'm not gonna be honest, but at least I have a pretty edition of the book. I was a bit disappointed about this one, but yeah, I've read that one. I also got Your Utopia, which is a Korean translated book, and this is by Bora Chung, and I think this is a collection of short stories set in different utopias that all have kind of their issues, and it goes into that, and it's very quirky and cool, and I'm very excited to dive into this one. I would also like to note that this is my first ever proper book with deckled edges. You can't really see it on the camera, but there you go. You can see that. It's got deckled edges. That's so cool. Like proper actual deckled edges. Like I've had like rough edges before, but never like mismatched, misshaped deckled edges. That's so cool. So freaking cool. Then this is one I bought at the airport. This is called Beautiful Stars. This is a Japanese translated one about a kind of a nuclear family, but each member of the family kind of believes that they come from a different planet. Like they believe they're aliens, but they're all from like different planets, and they have formed this family. So I'm very intrigued to kind of delve into this and find out maybe if that's the truth, or whether it's a metaphor, or whether they're just aliens from different planets, or whether they're just mad. I don't know, but I'm very excited to dive into that and find out this. I'm sure it's going to be beautiful. The cover is very minimalistic but very beautiful as well. I love the gold. But yeah, I got that one at the airport. Oh, speaking of airports, I also got this one on the airport on the way back. This is The Old Woman with the Knife. This is a Korean translated one, and this is about kind of hitmen, and our main character is like how old is she? She's a 65-year-old female contract killer who is considering, I can't read, who is considering retirement. But then a new rival, a younger male hitman, comes out, and she has to prove that she's not outdated and an old has-been. She can still perform a hit, a murder. And yeah, I think that was such an interesting concept to have like a 65-year-old hitman. That's so interesting. I'm very excited to get into this one. I'm going to say that about all of these, and then I won't read them for like 3 years. Next ones I got in Korea were Good Night Tokyo. This is a Japanese translated one about a taxi driver who drives around Tokyo at night, and he kind of talks about all the different people that he picks up. And then we have Yeonam Dong's Smiley Laundromat, and this is a Korean one. Who they're by? This is by Kim Jae-yoon, and this is by Chishiro Yoshida, that's how you say it. But yeah, this one is about a laundromat, very similar to this one. Someone owns a laundromat, talks about who comes into their laundromat. They seem like very basic plots, but they're always so nice. They're so like nuanced, the way they talk about people. They're really fun. They're really fun. I really like them. They're like wholesome. It's like before your coffee gets cold, but without the magic, you know? But yeah, these are 2 books that I got in South Korea. Well, not the 2 books I got in South. I'm losing my mind. This video is so long. I'm so sorry. But yeah, they're the books that I got in South Korea, including these 2. Let's move on to the books that I had pre-ordered. There's 3 of them. The first one is The Vilest Things, or just Vilest Things, by Chloe Gong. This is the sequel to, what's it called? Immortal Longings, which is kind of like The Hunger Games, but I think it's a Shakespeare retelling, because I think Chloe Gong does a lot of retellings of Shakespeare, but in like her own fancy way. I'm not sure what this one is a retelling of, but this basically takes place in a world, a futuristic city world, where people take part in a kind of tournament to fight to the death. However, they are able to kind of switch bodies, like they can jump from body to body, which makes it that whole much harder. And yeah, the first one ended on a really big cliffhanger. It reminded me a lot of The World Between Worlds, not The World Between Worlds, The Space Between Worlds. So if you like that book, check out this one as well. But yeah, I'm very excited to get into the sequel for that. I think it's a duology, so maybe this will wrap up the universe. Then I just have a slow, you can't see it, but I have a stack here that's just all the way to the floor, and it's gonna hit camera eventually, but like, it's a giant stack of books right next to me. Then the next one that I have is Before the Coffee Gets... Why do I say that? Before We Forget Kindness, which is a part of the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series. I don't normally get the hardbacks, but this one was signed, and I thought, since I love the books, I may as well just have a signed copy. But I will get the paperback just to match my other ones. But yeah, this is part of the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series, which basically takes place in a world where there's this cafe and you can travel back in time, but there's like really strict rules. And it's basically just a really emotional book. It kind of talks about grief and love and happiness as well. But yeah, they're very sad books, and I have cried at every single one that I have read. I'm still yet to read the 4th one, and now I need to read the 5th one. So yeah, I have a signed copy of that, and I'm very happy because it's a series that I loved, and I finally have a signed copy. So I think you should have a signed copy if you love a series that much, because it's a special part of your collection, you know. There's the signature. The last one is Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Wrath of the Triple Goddess. This is part of the new trilogy that he's doing, in which Percy is trying to get into college, but he needs recommendation letters from the gods, so he has to keep doing quests to get these recommendation letters. The first book I just did a video on. You can find it just before my Korea travel vlogs. I managed to just finish it before I went away, and then this one came out all of a sudden. Like, it's already here. I thought I'd have a much longer wait, but it came out in September, which I didn't realize. So yeah, Percy Jackson. If you don't know what Percy Jackson is, where have you been? Go read Percy Jackson. Like, we're all judging you. Like, go read Percy Jackson, come on. But yeah, this one has beautiful spine as well. Like, look at that. That's so cool. I'm very excited for this one. We're nearly there. Now we're going to move on to the books that I kind of just miscellaneously treat myself to, or found in charity shops, or found on for sale. Yeah, let's get into the miscellaneous section. Okay, so the first two I'm pretty sure are from all the way back in February. But these are two books that I found in Aldi that had started doing books. I went yesterday, they don't do them anymore, so they probably realised how much they were underselling these. But these were $2.99 each for a book. Like, a normal book price is $9.99 or $8.99, and they were selling it for $2.99. Like, what idiot. So I took advantage of them, and I bought a couple of books from them. But these are the two that I got most recent. I got Exciting Times by, how do you say that? Naoise. I'm not sure how you say that. I'm not going to embarrass myself, but I'll just show you. But it's that Dolan. I don't know how you say that, so sorry. But Exciting Times, I got this one. I think, yeah, this one is about when you leave Ireland to spend your parents' money, it's called a gap year. When Ava leaves Ireland to make her own money, she's not sure what to call it, but it involves a badly paid job in Hong Kong teaching grammar to rich children, Julian, who likes to spend money on Ava and let her move into his guest house, Edith, who Ava meets while Julian is out of town and actually listens to her when she talks, and money, love, cynicism, unspoken feelings, and unlikely connections. Exciting times ensue. That gripped me. I was very intrigued by that, and with it being set in Hong Kong, I've not read a book set in Hong Kong before, I don't think, so I'm excited to kind of see that environment in a book as well. We have The Last Romeo, which is a queer book. I've just started it, but this is about a guy that runs a blog about all the kind of relationships he has as he tries to find his Romeo. And yeah, so far it's kind of depressing. I've only read a couple of pages, so that's saying something. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I'll update you when I finished it. And we'll go for this one next. This is called The Last Gifts of the Universe, and I'll definitely be pushing this on Emily and Elizabeth as well for our buddy read. This is by Riley August, and this, I'm just going to read the blurb again because this one just sounds so cool, so interesting. Okay, it's about a dying universe, a search for answers, an adventure at the end of 1 trillion lifetimes. When the home world finally achieved the technology to venture out into the stars, they found a graveyard of dead civilizations. What befell these worlds is unknown. All they know is that they are the last ones left. and whatever came for the others will one day come for them. Scout is an archivist who scours the dead worlds of the cosmos for their last gifts. Interesting technology, cultural rituals, anything left behind that might be useful to the home world and their survival. During an excavation on a lifeless planet, Scout unearths something unbelievable. A surviving message from an alien who witnessed the world-ending entity thousands of years ago. Now Scout, their brother, and their sometimes fearless spacefaring cat, Pumpkin, must race to save what matters most. That sounds so fucking cool. That's so cool. Oh, I'm so excited for this. I am a bit concerned though, because look how small it is. It's a tiny book. So I'm like, if I do like this, I'm going to be so annoyed because there's barely anything here. How many pages? There's like 150 pages in this. This concept needs more. I need more. I already know I need more and I haven't even read it. But yeah, this sounds so freaking cool. Then the next one I got is a Grady Hendrix. Now, The Final Girl Support Group is a book that I really loved and it pushed me to read more Grady Hendrix, and I've thoroughly enjoyed a lot of his other books. I actually have one the cameras rested on one of them, which maybe isn't a compliment that I thought it would be, but I love Grady Hendrix and his books are everywhere on my bookshelf, and this is one that I didn't have. It's the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. Now, knowing Grady Hendrix, this is going to be wacky, this is going to be wild. Who knows what's going to happen, because he will do anything, honestly. And I just like his writing style. So another Grady Hendrix to add to my catalogue. I'm very excited to read this and enjoy this and tell you all about it when I have read it. Some of these books just have the coolest concepts. This stack is going to fall over. Then we have Casey McQuiston's new book, The Pairing. Now, I was kind of hesitant when buying this because I've read Red, White and Royal Blue. I enjoyed that to an extent. I think the only thing that kind of ruined that book for me was the American politics within it, because I didn't really understand what was going on or enjoy the politics side of it, but I obviously enjoyed Henry and Alex in that book. So I'm kind of like 50-50 on that book. I have not read One Last Stop yet. I own it. I haven't read it yet. And I have read Casey McQuiston's I Kissed Shara Wheeler, which I didn't like. I thought it was very predictable and very poorly written, I'm not gonna lie. So I was hesitant going into this one, but I think I was convinced just by the premise. It's basically about this couple that broke up, but then years later they still have like a trip book. So the first one decides he'll just go on it and enjoy it, and then he sees that his ex-partner had the same idea, and now they're both stuck on a 3-week tour around Europe, and it's awkward. It's very awkward, but they start a competition to see who can have the most hookups and who can hook up with the tour guide first, and then I'm guessing that kind of brings them back together and they're gonna fall in love again. I mean, it's a romance. How much can there be to it? Not to be mean to romance, as they're just kind of easy to kind of guess what's going to happen, but I'm excited for the journey that we're going to get with this one, and I think it's going to be exciting because it's kind of like there's going to be multiple countries involved. So yeah, I'm excited to try Casey McQuiston again. Hopefully this one doesn't let me down like I Kissed Shara Wheeler. Oh my goodness, the stack is falling. Ah. Okay, stay. I'm gonna show you. It's like very tenuously hold up. Okay, we're on to the final 2 little stacks here, so we'll just get one stack over. This is a trilogy that I found in a bookshop. I wasn't even looking for it. I was just kind of like glancing. I was like, wait, I recognize that author. That's the author of The Only Good Indians. That is Stephen Graham Jones. And this is, I didn't know when I bought them, but this is a trilogy. This includes My Heart is a Chainsaw. This includes Don't Fear the Reaper. And this includes The Angel of Indian Lake. Now, Stephen Graham Jones wrote The Only Good Indians, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I thought it was a really good horror book. I think it has just really cool suspense. I really enjoyed that it was about Native Americans, and the Native American experience was kind of involved within this horror story, because I feel like we don't really get much because I feel like Native Americans within media have always been used as kind of like a crutch to explain the supernatural, but it's never really their story, because you always get, oh, this is, I think Pet Sematary by Stephen King did this, I might be wrong, but it was like, oh, this is an old Native American grave, that's why all the mysterious evil things are happening. And I feel like it's always used as kind of an explanation behind the horror of the story, but it's never kind of like, it's never, I don't know how to explain this, but I just don't think it's ever done very well. It's kind of unfairly just like, they're the reason this horrible stuff is happening. Whereas I feel like Stephen Graham Jones, he writes Native Americans and it's their story. It's not a story based around them making something bad happen. It's a story about bad things happening to them and them kind of overcoming this. I don't know if I explained that very well. But yeah, I felt that made the book so cool as well. Like, it, on top of being a really good horror, it was a horror about a community and an experience that I really enjoyed learning and experiencing. Like, we got Native American culture intertwined within the Onagood Indians with, like, I can't remember the name of it right now, but like the ritual of like the hut ritual, where the men go into the hut and they kind of like, it's like a sauna. So I just thought that was really cool, kind of intertwined into the horror. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. And as soon as I saw his name on the bookshelf in a charity shop, how dare you, whoever owned these prior to me, I'm gonna take this as kind of like you wanted someone else to enjoy them as well, and not these were terrible. But as soon as I saw his name on here, I was like, I'm grabbing these are mine. And I grabbed all three without thought and I bought them. I didn't even know they were a trilogy, and then I got home and googled it and I was like, oh, they're a trilogy, that's cool, I have all three. But I did read the back of this one, and coincidentally, it's a slasher. I've been wanting more slasher books, and I'm very intrigued to see how this slasher will turn into a trilogy. Like, these are quite chunky books, and I also appreciate that all three books are the same size, because I feel like a lot of times in trilogies you can tell that it was meant to be a duology, but they had to split it into three. But these are all the same size, so I feel like this will have been written as a trilogy, like a proper, like, this needs to be 3 books. I'm getting really rambly. I'm just excited for this video to be over because I'm losing my breath. Very excited to read this trilogy, and it was, I felt like this was just meant to be, like, finding all 3 of them together in a charity shop and getting them for so cheap, them being a slasher book when I'm actively looking for slasher books that are kind of like 80s slasher films. I just felt like this was meant to be, and I feel like I'm gonna really enjoy these, so I'm definitely gonna have to do a trilogy talk on these books soon, so look out for that. But yeah, I'm very excited for these. These are the ones I'm most excited for, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, let's get on to the next stack. I have, oh my goodness, I just dropped them. But yeah, these are the final ones. Let's get into them. Okay, we're nearly there, guys. Okay, we got Pole Position by Rebecca J. Caffrey. This I found in the buy one get one half price. I need another book to get the one that I wanted half price, so I got this one because it was a queer romance. So I'm gonna give it a hope. It is about sports, which I'm not really a big fan of sports, but this is like race car driving, so it's not real sports. That's gonna annoy some people. But they're just driving cars around a loop. Like, what's sporty about that? But yeah, it was game, and I was like, yeah, let's give it a go. I'm sure it's gonna be good. That's all I've got to say. The next one I got was supposed to be one that I would read in South Korea, but then I didn't actually get around to it, so now I just have it, which is Cursed Bunny, which I think is an anthology of kind of weird, creepy stories. Yeah, I didn't actually get around to it, so now I just need to read it whilst not in South Korea, which is kind of depressing. Then the next book that I got is a sequel to a book that I have not even read, but yeah, More Days at the Murasaki Bookshop by Satoshi Yagishawa. But yeah, this is a Japanese translated novel about bookshop. I have a video planned that might involve this, so I won't say too much, but it's about bookshop and the people that go into a bookshop. So there we go. Then the next one I found for sale in Waterstones. It's a little bit damaged, so that's probably why it was put in the sale, but it's not too badly damaged. And this is The Memory Librarian by, okay, this is covered. I can't see the full name, but it looks like it's Janelle Monáe. I think that's it. I assume there's an E under that. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I got this for £8 and it's signed, it's hardback, and it has golden edges. Like, I hit the jackpot, you know? But yeah, look how pretty that is. Like, all golden on the inside as well. We have a nice signature, and this is And Other Stories of Dirty Computers. So this is another anthology, a sci-fi anthology about the future, I think, futuristic stories. I bought this, I'm gonna say I bought this because it was on sale and it was signed and it was sci-fi. I don't 100% know what it's about, but I'm gonna do a video on it soon, so hopefully it's good. Then, we're finally here, guys, at the last book that I bought. Gosh, I have an issue, don't I? I have so many books, but the last book I bought was The Blonde Dies First by Joelle Wellington. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I already said like 3 times in this video. Slasher book. I want to read more 80s slasher-esque books. That's what this is. That's what this is. And this was the buy one, get one half price that I got the other one with. Yeah, it looks so cool. Look at the art. That's so cool. Yeah, that's the last book that I bought. I'm going delusional. I've been filming for so long. I have a stack of books next to me that's about to topple over. But yeah, that was the haul. I hope you enjoyed this video. I would love to hear your thoughts on any of these books. If you think I'll enjoy them, let me know. Any other books that you think I'll enjoy, I don't know. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting very I'm very flustered. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you got to this point, I really appreciate it, and I'd really appreciate it even more if you left a like and commented down below, and subscribe for more, because gosh knows there'll be more hauls coming, because I have a book buying issue and now I have a job. I can buy books myself without consequence. Like, I went from wasting my student loan on books to now buying books with my work money. Yeah, I have an issue. Okay. But yeah, leave a like, comment and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this to this end. Leave all your thoughts down in the comments below and I'd love to chat. I'll see you in the next video. Okay, like I said, they're about to fall over, so let's give the people what they want. No! Yeah, okay, it was gonna fall either way, so why not capture it on video, you know? Okay, I'll see you. Bye! Bye!